Hello everybody, welcome to this new Cinema 4D tutorial. And first of all, I'd like to say a big thanks to everybody who's watching this tutorial. And this is one of my first tutorials. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if there's anything that you'd like to, make or let me make, just please comment and start sharing my videos, please. So anyway, apart from all the advertising, let's get started. Today we're going to be creating this particular a low poly logo completely in Cinema 4D. I'll be doing the complete modeling, texturing, lighting. Well, apart from that, I don't want to take credit for any of the things I'm going to be putting up here or showing you, because the original creation goes to Claudio Coutinho, and he made this time lapse of the video. And so what I did is I just slowed down the video, and I made the tutorial. I followed him, so the complete credit goes to him. I'll put a link in the description to this video so you guys can check it out. So apart from that, let's jump right into Cinema 4D and let's get started. So the first thing I would like to do is change my render settings. So I'm going to go for a 1280 by a 720 preset. Okay, and first thing I would like to make a camera and set right our position so that we can start working on. And these are the settings I'll be using. So the H rotation will be -27. Let's look into the camera by clicking this button over here, and the P rotation will be a 24. So oops, 24, there we go. The X position will be -1130, the Y will be -780, and the Z will be -1470. So this is the basic view we're going to be following, and I'm just going to go and click away so we're not facing the camera. Okay, so as you can see here, the camera is looking at here. And okay, so the original video, which is this one, it shows his logo, but basically I think you can use anything, any logo, text, any model, anything that you want, and just put it out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double click this traffic light so that we don't see it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create the text. I'm going to go and grab a a text, and I'm going to go to the object tag, and I'm going to just type in a DC for double cube. And in R15 there's an option called separate letters, and what it does is, if you take it and select the text option and press C or this button right over here, it breaks it into two separate splines. However, if you do not check separate letters and you press C, you get the whole separate spline. You do not get two separate letters. So that's not what we want. We want to click separate letters, and we want to set this to the align to middle, and you can use any text basically. I'm just going to use any font. I'm going to use Romero for this font. Okay, so next I'm going to check the camera here, and we're going to go and take this text, and we're going to take it and we're going to place it right over here. We can increase the the height, so around 700 looks 700 looks good to me. Okay, and I'm going to take the Z position and set that to 50. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to get away from the camera. We're going to go right here, and I'm going to press C to make it editable. So, and then we're going to take these two letters and delete that text, and we have two sub letters over here. Then I'm going to go to choose an extrude nubs, and I'm going to drop these two in an extrude nubs, and I'm just going to name this C and this one to D. Okay, just put that, give some good alignment. Okay, I'm going to set the movement to 100 centimeters. or both of them. So let me just select both of them before we do anything. And I want to go to the display and choose garage shading lines, okay, so that we can see these number of subdivisions, because we will be needing a lot of subdivisions over here. Okay, and I'm going to set the subdivision over here to 3, and I'm going to go select both the splines, and I'm going to choose the intermediate points to uniform. Okay, so that gives it a more uniform. The numbers, we can set that to, I don't know, 5. That 5 looks good. I think I'm going to go with the default 8. I'll give it more low polish look. Maybe probably for the C, since there are a lot of subdivisions over here, I'm going to set that down to 5. That makes more sense. Okay, and select both the extrude nodes, and we want to go here to the caps, and in the type we want to choose triangles. Okay, sorry, quadrangles, and select a regular grid, and actually I'm going to set that to triangles, and I'm going to set the width to around 25. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a lot of subdivisions over here right at the back as well. Good, looking good. Okay, so once we have all these triangles, we can see that we have triangle segments only on these 3 on the front areas, but not on the sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to select these 2 and hit C to make them editable, and then we are going to select all these and choose connect plus delete. And so I'm just connect plus delete, and I'm just going to rename this for the purpose of making a good hierarchy. And I'm going to delete the font tag and the selection tags. Okay, now I'm going to click on this, and I'm select the polygon mode, select all by pressing Ctrl A, and I'm going to right click and choose optimize. Okay, and the same thing goes over here, right click and choose optimize. Okay, then I'm gonna go and probably, actually, you know what, let's Control Z till we delete all the areas. um, Z, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna select this part which selects the cap areas. I'm gonna press Control A, and then I'm gonna go and choose, right click and subdivide. Oops, not subdivide, we want to choose a triangulate, so that gives it the subdivisions over here. And the same thing over here, I'm going to select the C, Control A, and choose triangulate. Boom. Then we're going to go select them and do select connect objects plus delete, connect object plus delete. I'm going to press make that D, and I'm going to make that C, select all the tags, delete them, and boom, there we have it. We have complete selections over here. Okay, that looks really interesting. I'm going to make a material now, so I'm going to double click over here and go to the color, and I'm going to go choose a gradient, and make this RGB 110, 110, 110, and this one will be around 220-ish, 220, 220, and 220. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it somewhere over here, and I'm going to select this one. Just click right on the side over here, which makes another copy, and drag it right in the middle. Give us something like this. Okay, then I'm going to close that, and I'm going to take this and drop it on both of these. Okay, then I'm going to go choose the displace deformer and drop it in both of them, and select both of them, and I'm going to change some settings over here. Select these 2. Okay, I'm going to the object, I'm going to set the height to 15, and in the shading I'm going to go choose a noise shader, and I'm going to go into the noise, and I'm going to set the global scale to 150, and then let's zoom down, see what we get. Anything that's a change, let's go back up, and that's pretty much the displacement part for the for the text. And obviously, you can increase the height to how much ever you want, depending on the text and the font you used. Okay, so I think I'll probably keep it at 10 for this. Let's bump it up to 15. That gives us more subdivisions. And one more thing we would want to do is I'm going to select this. I'm going to press Control A, and I'm going to optimize it, and I'm going to select all this, and press Control A, and I'm going to optimize it. Okay, so we make sure that these joints get connected. These edges, sorry, not joints. Oh yeah, you could call them joints, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to go and select these two, and I'm going to press Alt G and go to the internal and name them as text. Okay, we want to go back to the camera over here, and we want to place them properly. So let's go to the model 2, and that looks pretty good. And take a C, and I mean we can change it whenever we want, so that's not the problem. Okay. Once you've set the text right, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go do some lighting. So the first thing is I'm gonna go drop in a physical sky, and I'm gonna put the traffic light so we don't see it. And I'm gonna create an area light. Okay. Now I'm gonna put some default settings over here, which you guys can follow up with, and instead of me going around placing them. Anyways, I'm just gonna click away from the camera so we get a good view. So here are the settings. The coordinates. Okay, so this is going to be minus 1860x. uh, y will be minus 1050, z will be minus 110, and the h rotation will be minus 65, p rotation will be 40, and the b rotation will be minus 70. Okay, then we're going to go to the general tab, and we're going to set the color to these values, 230, 220, and oops, sorry, and 190, and the intensity are down to 70, and we do not want to cast any shadows. Okay, then we go to the details tab, and we're going to set the the x and the y's, the dimensions to 2410 by 2410, and which makes the outer radius this, and I think that's pretty much it. So if you go back and we go back and see what we get, we have this big light that's flashing all the light directly on the left side with some rotation, so it's coming diagonally and not just under it. Okay. Okay, so the physical sky settings will be the same, no changes there. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is make the background. So we're going to go and choose a plane, and I'm going to set the coordinates to 1330 by 1330, and which is going to put it over here, and the orientation will be plus z. Okay, and then the width will be around let's say a 10,000 by a 6,000. Okay, and the width and the height segments are going to be 30 each. Okay, I'm just going to hide the light for a second so that it's not bugging us. Now since the text is blocked, I'm going to choose this null object. I'm going to set the z dimensions to minus 450, and if you look into the camera, this is what we get. And we can just take this, drag this down, move it aside, pretty much give it a thumbnail look, or you can move it a little bit back. I mean, it's up to your taste. Great. Now I'm going to select the plane, and I'm going to make it editable, and I'm going to select all the I'm going to go to the polygon selection, select all the points. Now let me just move away from the camera. So what we have here is we have all this in blue color, and if we turn around, we have all this in yellow color, which means this is the front face of the plane, and this is the black one. Now we do not want that. Now the things we can do is we can either rotate it by 180 degrees, or a simple new shortcut method, if you guys don't know, is we're going to right click and we're going to choose a reverse normal. So that's going to jump here, and then we're going to go and choose a triangulate, which is going to put all these in this direction. And I'm going to zoom in back into the camera over here, and I'm going to go choose a displacer. I'm going to drop the displacer inside the plane. Now I'm going to delete this font tag because it is going to smoothen out the area, and we do not want that. And in the displacer, I am going to set the height to 70 and the strength to a 200. And in the shading, I'm going to go and choose a noise shader, and I'm going to go into the noise. The noise type will be a box noise, and the global scale will be around 465. that is my settings. I mean, you definitely can come up with any other global scale. It's all up to your preferences. Sorry about the noise there. So once we're done with the noise settings, I'm going to make a material for the background. And in the material tabs, I'm going to go choose a gradient. And I'm going to bring this somewhere over here. And this one is going to be the values will be 225 and 210 and 180. That's kind of a light orange. And this one is going to be 50, 135 and 145. I mean, I have all these values written down, so I'm just going to use them straight away. And this will be 2dV, and I'm going to take it and drop it on the plane. So now we're going to go to the render settings, and I'm going to go to multipass, anti-aliasing, set that to a best, and effect, ambient occlusion, effect, global illumination, global illumination, and I'm going to set the samples to low just for the purpose of a fast render for the preview of in the tutorial. I'm going to set the contrast to 15 in ambient occlusion, and let's just hit render and see what we get. And this is how the final render looks like. But we have a small problem over here, is that we do not want these shadows falling on our texture. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go right click on the plane, go to Cinema 4D tags, composite tag, and receive shadows. I'm going to take that off. So now when I just make a small render around here, and we see that the letter is not casting shadows on the polygonal structure over here, right? Okay, so and what I'm gonna do is we can I'm gonna just take this plane and the coordinates and move it down so that the blue and the white shade just intersects diagonally like that. We have a blue shade over here and a white shade over here, something like that. And if you want I think we're gonna go and let's do a triangulate again. Nope, this is not gonna happen. Let's try a subdivide. Oh, we get a good subdivide. Yes, and there we go. We have more polygons over here. That is completely beautiful. So now once we have rendered that out, I'm going to jump into Photoshop and do a little bit of touching, a little bit of Photoshop editing, and let's wrap up this guy. Okay, so here I am in Photoshop, and I'm using the original, the picture. I mean, it's completely the same, so there's no problem. So let's start editing this guy. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is going to add a levels adjustment, and I'm going to set this value to 20 and the whites to 245. Okay, so let's just off and on, and we get a slight darkness. Okay, and the next one I'm going to add a curves, and I'm just going to drag this one up, this one down, and give it some a nice darkness, something like that. Bring that down, it's perfect. And I'm going to go to the blue channel and do changes over here. In the blue channel I'm going to drag this up, bring this down, that's it. And let's see how it looks with and without the curves. Okay, great. Gives a more dramatic strong effect. You can see the the sharp edges more clearly. Okay, then I'm gonna go and drop in a new layer, and I'm gonna go and take the pink bucket tool and fill it up over here, and I'm gonna go here and go in the blending options. I'm gonna set the fill opacity to 0, and in the gradient overlay I'm gonna set this to radial. I'm going to set the angle to 0. Oops, let's get back to gradient overlay. I'm going to set the scale to a 100, and in the gradient I'm going to choose a black to white, foreground to foreground to transparent. Okay, and I'm gonna choose reverse and click OK, and we get a nice vignette. And I'm gonna set the opacity to around 55, and I mean, you can reduce it to how much ever you want. I'm gonna set that to, let's say, 45, and this is a vignette. So this is our original, and this is after making some changes in Photoshop. So this is the tutorial, guys, and oops, sorry about that. And this is my original creation. I mean, kind of looks the same. So thank you guys for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how I did in this tutorial, any suggestions, any changes you would like me to make, and any other future tutorials that you would like me to perform. So thank you very much once again, and see you, and have a good day.